Hello, this is your local market update. I'm Christina Ward, Keller Williams Realty. We're going to do a deep dive into um, the local Ada County market update and then what I learned from Gary Keller yesterday. So for national real estate. So I've got really good information. So stick with me. Make sure to pass this along. I'm really excited to share. So that's not what we want. We want this. Okay, Ada County existing October 2023. So we're still remaining very low with our inventory. We're at 2 months inventory. And I was in a room yesterday with agents from all over the country, and some cities in our country have 5 months or 6 months, which is a balanced market. And Austin, Texas even has 9 months inventory. That is a buyer's market. So it could be an indication of where we're going. I wish I knew. But as of now, we're in a seller's market. We are in a balanced market at 1.5 to 2 million. You can see that here at 7.4 months inventory, balanced to buyers, actually more of a buyer's market. And then definitely over 2 million, our luxury space we are knee deep in a buyer's market. And what that means is there's more inventory and less buyers, right? And then in the seller's market, it means there's less inventory because the buyers are buying it all up. It's a rate of the buying of real estate. So if no new homes was listed today in Ada County based on the 2 months inventory, there'd be no houses for sale with the demand of the buyers in 2 months. Our average price is 588. So we went down to 4%. And now we're at negative 3.4 this year. So our prices haven't dropped quite the way that we were thinking they would. And that's just because of inventory. So new construction is typically a softer market, 3.4 months inventory, and the average price is 629. So we were getting really close to the average price of resale and new construction being same because of low inventory, but that's starting to shift a little bit because builders are finally building more. We're still, way behind in our building starts since the Great Recession. So what I learned from Gary Keller. Okay, so as a country, unemployment's still low. We're at 3.6 average for the year, but we are for October 3.9. So is this, just a month, or is this a trend that we are going into not as good of an unemployment number, but it's been so good for so long? And we are seeing with that 3.9 that wage increases are starting to slow down, which will really help with inflation in our economy. Because we all had to catch up with the way we paid people the last couple of years. We would never want people to not have jobs, but unemployment going up gets us faster to the market correction that we're waiting for. We have 9.6 million job openings as a country, 3.6 million employed, which is kind of wonky to have more job openings than employment. GDP, right now it's 4.9. We want to see it at 2. And this number could be because we borrowed from the future with some of like the supply chain stuff. So that's still like a very new number because the GDP has been pretty good up until now. This happened back in 2021 in the fall, like last quarter as well. So we'll see if that number is permanent. Inflation's at 6.4%. When we take a shelter real estate out, we're at 2.5%. And he expects mortgage rates to go up a bit to test. And then Gary expects that we see some seller incentives for buyers to buy going into next year to help with those interest rates, like concessions, rate buy downs. And I really want to talk to you about that if you have interest in buying or selling, because that's what we did that's what the realtors and real estate did back in the 80s when we were at 16 and 18%. There was a lot of seller concessions in order to put deals together at 16, 18%. Now we're at 7 or 8, but still it's just that difference that people are used to, and that affordability that rate buy downs, concessions are really helpful. So predictions for our future, when are we going to recover? Because we are in a down market. Even if it's down a little bit and it goes up, it's still a market shift, right? That takes a long time, usually 5 to 10 years to recover based on history. So the NAR, National Association of Realtors, who are usually optimistic, say we'll see recovery next year. The Bankers Association guesses for 2025, so the following year. Both those organizations are usually optimistic. And then Moody, who's usually pessimistic, is guessing 2028. So we'll see. Election years usually cause some weirdness in our market. So get ready for a little bit of instability, which also can create opportunity for the 2 quarters before the election. And that's just historical. Just no matter who you want to win, 50% of America actually 100% of America is worried because they don't know. And it's, half and half. Buyer conversations should be about what interest rates would make you move, right? So like, I love that question. And that's what I want for my clients and my realtors watching. What is that interest rate that would make you move? If we could show you a way to get you that or get you to your monthly, would you do it? And sometimes it just takes like a deep dive into figuring out what's possible. I love that question that Gary suggested. Home sales were at 4.3 million, so we're a million less than last year. And that's really where our market's shifting. It's not the price, right? The price is only down a little bit. It's that there's 25 in Boise, there's 25% less sales than last year and the year before. So it feels really funny to have that much less business happening. And just be careful, because if there's a lot of people, lenders, realtors, that are not doing the business that helps them live their lifestyle, they do things sometimes, even if they don't mean to, unconsciously, that are not good for the consumer. So just be careful about who you hire and make sure you're hiring an experienced agent that's abundant and always doing the right thing. Home prices, if we are on like a 4% trend line from like before the Great Recession, and we didn't go down and up, and we just went up 4% a year, we'd actually only be 7% overpriced. And I love that perspective, because some people feel like we're way, way, way overpriced and we need a huge, huge correction. But if we took away the worst correction of all time and just did little incremental increases, we're just 7% overpriced. You know, and with single family homes versus mortgage rates, like this is the big question. There's obviously 25% of our Boise market has sidelined and not moving for different reasons. But we think that maybe it's because they have a great interest rate and they can't afford to move. But the problem is that if interest rates drop, sales will probably go up. And it's the change of rates that change the levels. So it's not necessarily the interest rate amount, it's just the consumer confidence. Like if we go from 7 to 6, people are like, yeah, let's go. And so that could cause more buyers to go in our market. But they're actually predicting at KWRI in the research department that it could cause more sellers, because sellers are buyers as well. So we'll see how it changes our market. But I have a belief that if interest rates do go down enough, that it could cause more bidding wars and price increase. But it would really depend on the number of sellers that raise their hand as well and go in, because it's all about supply and demand. Days on market as a country is 21. What is ours? Last time I checked. Ooh, yikes. I need to update my numbers. So 39 days on market for Boise. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, that still is actually low. So that's kind of why our prices aren't changing very much, because that's a good, that's a seller's market still too. Mortgage rates for the year on average were 6.6, and right now they're 7.4 on average for the last month. And if you look at averages since 1990, the average interest rate is 5.97, so we're a little higher than that. Average interest rate since 1972 is 7.81. So here we are. And then the new home starts. Oh shoot, I lost my notes. Hold on. New home starts. Where did that go? That was a good one. Oh yeah, we are a third of available inventory versus normal. 963,000 new home starts for 2023. And we need to build about 1.5 million a year in order to keep up with the growing population and the demand of the buyers. So that's your market update. I just threw up a lot of information on you. I really like having these, teaching moments, but then also one-on-one education for where you're at, what are your goals, what does your family need. The real estate market doesn't matter as much for families. I think that when you need a home and you can afford it, it's always a good time to buy and sell. And if you're looking at an investment strategy, that's different, right? That's a totally different conversation. Both conversations we want to have. So just shoot us a text or send us a message, 208-869-2444. I'd love to chat. Bye.